Thank you for listening to today's edition of Music Marvels with Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson. Achickwitbeatz is out in the field today, gathering some vital and important hip-hop info, so she'll be back next week. So we've got a great show lined up for you with our music industry news and with the one and only Achickwitbeatz, and this is from 2015 and 2021. Highlights from not one interview, but from two different PBS interviews on the Music Marvels with Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson show. Looking forward to that, so stay tuned. Hey, family, this is Breezy Gipson, social media influencer. If you're an aspiring artist, or if you're a seasoned professional music artist, and you have a music video that you want to share with a global television audience, your search is over. Whether it's jazz, rock, hip hop, Latino, gospel, pop music, country, house, techno, reggae, Hispanic, and other genres, this is the right spot. Whether you're located in the United States, Europe, Africa, South America, India, Mexico, Asia, Australia, Italy, or other countries, we got you covered. Contact me at getsparksnow@gmail.com. That's GETSPARKXNOW@gmail.com, or leave me a message at 678-632-2620. Let's get it together.
Hey, this is Achickwitbeatz. I am a multi-genre music producer and strategist to indie artists and labels. Visit my website, Achickwitbeatz.com, for resources for artists and instrumentals available in various genres for songs, vlogs, blogs, podcasts, themes, TV, film, commercials, and more. Once again, that's Achickwitbeatz.com, ACHICKWITBEATZ. Let's make something happen.
Let's go forward with our music industry news real quick. Independent live music company Notes Live plans to acquire Fresh Vine Wines for its stock exchange listing. The proposed deal is slated to close in Q2 of 2024. Notes Live operates 2 entertainment complexes in Colorado Springs and in Gainesville, Florida. They are in the process of developing additional venue projects in Colorado Springs, Dallas-Fort Worth, Broken Arrow, and Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, as well as Murfreesboro, Tennessee, among other locations. Fresh Vine produces lower calorie and low carb wine, but has struggled to find its footing since going public in 2021. The company was warned in September that it faced delisting from the New York Stock Exchange for failing to comply with listing standards. Notes Live CEO J.W. Roth says the move culminates their goal as a stock exchange listing while redefining luxury and entertainment with their upcoming ultra-luxury amphitheaters across key locations. Next up, Girls Who Code launches GirlJams.ai, a songwriting experience to encourage girls to explore AI tech. Girl Jams interactive music experience is a part of Girls Who Code's strategy to get more girls experimenting with the technology to ensure that women help define the future of AI. Currently, the AI workforce is overwhelmingly men, and no women are even considered to be leaders in the AI movement. In a recent survey, 54% of men use AI professionally or personally compared to 35% of women. Food for thought there. Music venues across DFW have announced abrupt closures over the last week. Multiple venues announced closures with little or no notice. And so on November 26th, downtown Cowtown at the ISIS in Fort Worth announced it closed its doors effective immediately. Thunderbird Station in Deep Ellum closed on November 28th. Lawless in Fort Worth closed on November 29th. Twilight Lounge in Fort Worth closed on December 5th, and Hank's Texas Grill in McKinney will close after a final event on New Year's Eve. Music streaming service Tidal lays off more than 10% of its staff. Roughly 40 Tidal employees were let go as part of its parent company Block's strategy to cut overall staff from 13,000 down to 12,000. Some of those jobs included members of the curation team that builds playlists. IFPI's global study finds we're listening to more music in more ways than ever. On average, people use over 7 different methods to engage with music. 57% say it's important to them that they can access music that comes from anywhere in the world. 29% use unlicensed or illegal ways to listen to or obtain music. Moving on, Universal Music Group is worth more than $50 billion as the firm's share price hits its highest point in 2 years. By Tuesday's end, Universal's closing stock price was up 12.39% year to date, resulting in a market cap of $50.68 billion, attributed partly to favorable analyst responses to their artist-centric royalty approach. Presently, its public valuation exceeds that of Spotify, which is the largest audio streaming service worldwide. Hipgnosis Songs Fund Limited sold a catalog of 20,000 songs for $23.1 million. The unnamed buyer purchased what the company called its non-core songs, which were a subset of the second disposal outlined in December, and they were bundled with the iconic songs acquired in 2020 as part of the Cobalt Fund 1. A Lil Durk faces a $12 million fraud breach of contract suit from fintech startup for allegedly trying to sell the rights to the same song more than once. Exceed Talent claims Lil Durk agreed to sell them the rights to his song Bedtime, despite already having another contract with Sony Music's Alamo Records. Exceed acquired the rights for $600,000 to later be notified by Alamo Records of their exclusive agreement that Durk and company didn't have the rights to allocate any interest in any revenue generated by the song. Exceed alleges the startup sustained $12 million in damages over the failed deal due to returning the investment to third parties, damaging their relationships and reputation. And that brings our music industry news to a close today. Hope you took notes. Hope some of these stories rang a bell with you of interest. And so we will move on with our show. Coming up next, as I say, Achickwitbeatz is out in the field, and she's acquiring some vital information. She'll be back next week. So let's take a break right now. And next, after this, more beats from Achickwitbeatz, as well as highlights from not one interview, but from two different PBS interviews with Achickwitbeatz after this. All right, family. You're in for a great treat right now because, we're going to do something extra special. This is holiday time. We're going to do something extra special. You're definitely in the right spot today. Coming up next, highlights from 2 interviews from PBS with our one and only Achickwitbeatz in all the glory. So get your pads out, take some notes, because this is vintage right here from 2015 to 2021 from PBS. And let's flow.
Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation. Watch Kalamazoo Lively Arts every Tuesday at 6 p.m.
What I produce, I dabble in several different genres. R&B and hip hop are my primary ones. I'd also say I'm into electronica and house music, so I do that on occasion as well. I'm also a poet, so a lot of times I'll do some of the smoother ones that don't really quite fit into a defined genre, but a little more R&B based. It's incredibly important to support the arts in Kalamazoo because without supporting it, there's no reason for it to continue. If I'm making music that no one's listening to, then what's the purpose? With all the live shows and performances, all the people pouring their time and energy into creating something to entertain others, it means a lot to see that, I guess, being reciprocated by saying, hey, we appreciate you. We're going to come and see your show. We're going to, purchase that CD. We're going to purchase those instrumentals. So, it's important. While, it's good to have likes and love, you need that financial backing to allow you to continue doing what you're doing.
Well, this is an artist that does it all, from producing to singing to songwriting. She's got this electricity, this electric beat that's going on, also rhythm and blues. And she's one that can spend days composing, writing, and all of a sudden she looks up and it's dinner time. So you get inspired by her passion.
And I understand she's even created her own record label.
Yep, it's, let me quote, Casa del Dope Beats, and it's a label not only for her own work but for work of others. So she's interested in helping other singer-songwriters. She's very young. She does it all from start to finish.
Oh, good for her. It's fun to watch someone with a true passion for what they're interested in.
Watch Kalamazoo Lively Arts every Tuesday at 6 p.m.
Well, today my conversation is with Achickwitbeatz, and she's a music producer, writer. So when you were a little kid and you were listening to music, what were you listening to?
Well, it's kind of a weird memory. So, apparently when I was really young, before I can actually remember, I used to kind of play with the records all the time. So my parents decided that they had to teach me how to actually use the record player so I wouldn't break things. So they said I was 4 years old doing this. I knew how to operate the 45 and put the little stopper in to make sure it played right. And so, I remember a lot of classic hits, a lot of Motown. As I grew and, kind of got introduced to rap, Slick Rick Children's Story was the song that made me fall in love with hip hop. The video was just so entertaining. I love storytelling. And, his accent, of course, just pulled me in. And, I've just been fascinated with it ever since.
Do you remember what it was like when you created your very first beat and people responded to it?
It was crazy for me. I was really excited because, I knew that I was kind of, wet behind the ears as far as it went. But, to have people excited about it, and the first track that I ever sold was actually one of the first beats that I had made.
Wow.
And so, that was really, really encouraging for me. And, I kind of wanted to just keep getting better and better. But the fact that people were believing in me already when I wasn't even exactly where I wanted to be was just, it was a rush.
Is there an overall vibe that you have?
Yeah, if I had to put it into words, it's probably that I am generally pretty chill. So most of my music kind of has that vibe, even if, I like to listen to party music, dance music as well. But even that still kind of has a subtle hint of.
I'd love to be able to hear or create, even with that chill vibe. Can we kind of make a little groove beat there?
Yeah. Huh. All right. Let's see what I can do.
Are these all tracks that you're putting in?
So with the machine, you've got like all these different pads, and then you have the different groups. And so, although I usually don't do the drums first, but if the groove's important, that's the best place to start.
Yeah.
So, I've got the kick drum here to kind of give us the basics.
How important is it for you to be able to express yourself this way? I mean, do you ever think of, if this wasn't available to you, how you would get out what you're feeling?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I'd probably drive my poor husband crazy. So, it's a great way to relieve stress, express emotions without keeping them bottled up. It's really it's a godsend. Let's see what we got here so far.
So when someone commissions you, say to create a beat, what do you need to know, or what do you need to hear to be able to create that beat?
A lot of times people will come to me thinking that they want one thing, and so they might use terms that don't really fit with what they're looking for. So I'll have to ask them more about the energy that they want other people to feel. So, I've created background music for commercials, for theme songs, for podcasts, and, bloggers. Typically like to let the music make it. If I sit down to make a hip hop track, but if it turns out to be house music, I just let it happen.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit harder when you have to stick to something in particular for someone else. So, a lot of times I'll give myself a couple of days. I can't, it doesn't take me that long to actually make a beat, but I don't know how many other genres are going to come out before I get to the one that I need to make. So I kind of, give myself a little leeway there just in case. Okay, maybe you wanted something R&B, but the next 3 beats I made ended up being techno or something like that.
And so now you're adding a third layer. What's the third layer consist of?
In this case, it'll be some horns here. So I'd probably put that in for the hook. How there's always something a little bit different to let the artist know where it's supposed to go. Yeah.
Now tell me about the Wu-Tang Dead Prez connection.
Oh, yeah. So Desert Ease are affiliates of Wu-Tang, and the track, that's also one of my favorites too, Riot Gear that they made. I didn't see that coming at all. When they bought the track, I didn't know, who they were going to work with. But, once again, I know them. I know they're not going to do anything crazy. So, it's like, oh, good. And he's like, man, I can't wait for you to hear it. So, when he sends it to me, he lets me know that Dead Prez was a feature, which, was just mind blowing to me. I, just looking at my phone, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. And, what was kind of interesting about it, which I didn't find out until later, was that originally, in the beginning of the track, they shout out Wu-Tang member Inspector Deck. And that was because originally that was going to be for his beat, but they decided to go with mine instead. So, that was really, really exciting. Whoa, they picked my beat over an original Wu-Tang member.
Wow.
So that was really, really exciting for me. Yeah, it's a process. No matter how good you get, it's just like you never know what you don't know. So it's always important to kind of stay open.
I like it.
So it's just endless ways to be able to express yourself. And I think the thing that I love the most about it is being able to inspire people. So, you've got the artists that are so talented already, but then to be able to create something that makes them want to create is just, it's really fulfilling.
It's like making magic, right?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, helping to build and enrich the cultural life of Greater Kalamazoo.
Thank you for listening to today's edition of Music Marvels with Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson.
Peace.